Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to the We All Juggle Knives channel. In this video I'm going to show you a very wide range of options in the area of keychain sized cutting tools. Yes, I have a whole variety here before me. I've been trying out all these little keychain cutters for about the past year, so this is going to be a big roundup, a big survey video of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and hopefully the useful stuff that I've found in the last year. Now, if you're wondering where to get any of these, I will include a full list of links in the text description box. You can check those out. They're available on Amazon, except for that one, which is, I can't find that one anymore, but I'll tell you about it anyway in case it comes back. All right, so check out the text description box. Links will be there for your convenience. Now, like you, I'm always trying to optimize my everyday carry stuff, from my pocket knife to my flashlight to small stuff like this that could fit on the keychain. All right, so let's begin. All right, first up we have the Byberry EDC Smart Utility Tool, also known as the Byberry Box Cutter. The price tag on this was only $10. And so how this works, it has a slide mechanism and you push this down to unlock it. And then you can push it forward to position 1 or position 2. Right? And the blades are replaceable like any utility knife, and it came with those extra blades, those extra mini blades as well. So, and it has a little bottle opener, which you could also, if you can get this under, you can pry things if you can get that under whatever you're prying. And it is very secure. Like, it's definitely not going to come out unless you press the thing. I'm left-handed, but can I do it with my offhand? A little bit. But yeah, it's very secure. It's not going to accidentally endanger you in any way. And for size reference, here it is with my Leatherman Squirt. So you see it's roughly the same size, slightly longer, but still definitely keychain sized. And one more size comparison. This is my GERBER Prybrid X, which I've already shown in previous videos. I'll include a link to this as well. But as you can see, it's significantly shorter than the Prybrid X. All right, this is the type of thing I would carry maybe loose in a pocket, whereas this is legit keychain sized. All right, so overall, definitely not bad for $10. You want to open your beer, you got that. Comes with the spare blades, and it has strong construction, like it's not flimsy at all. Next up we have the EDC Fans keychain knife. This was $10, and again I have it next to my Leatherman Squirt for size reference. It is very compact. It even has a little pocket clip, right? But it also has a lanyard hole. The handle is G10, and the blade steel 3CR13 stainless steel. Alright, so you see when it's closed, it's a little square. That's pretty cool. It does have a little texture there, and it's surprisingly easy to open. Like for like a mini knife, they give you a big opening hole and it's easy to get at it. And as you can see, it has a little liner lock. And does the lock work? Yeah, the lock works. Alright, so how sharp is this? Well, let's see. It's not bad. Yeah, see, not bad. A little jagged, you know, but definitely not bad for the little blade. I did touch this up, though. I touched it up a tiny bit with the sharp maker because it was just a little bit rough, but a small blade can usually cut above its weight. It's a very thin blade, which is good because at this size, you're never going to have like a super strong blade, so you might as well just try to make a little pocket scalpel. You know what I'm saying? You can see they went with a full flat grind, which I think was an excellent choice for this little blade. So you see, it's like a square when it's closed. I like that because it doesn't look like a knife. You can have this on your keychain. People won't know what it is. They'll think it's some cute little thing. You know, it's not going to scare anybody. And because of that shape, it's really easy to get at the opening hole. Like for such a tiny knife, it's like super easy to open this. So yeah, I mean for $10, I do feel like I got a good deal on this item. And next up we have the capsule cutters. That's what they're called. It was $8 for a 2-pack of the capsule cutters. And again, for size reference, we got the dime, we've got a squirt, we've got the chunky next tool, little mini multi-tool. So these capsule cutters are very, very compact, like even compared to stuff like the squirt, which is already very easy to carry. So it's just got a key ring and then it unscrews and it reveals a tiny little blade, which is replaceable, but it does not come with replacement blades. All right, I guess that's why it's only, $4 a piece. But that is super useful. That's going to get dull pretty quickly, but it is so pointed that even when it's dull, that tip will tip cut, right? But yeah, it's just for backup or for emergencies or tiny little tasks. But I like how compact it is. I also like that because the cover screws on, there is like no chance of this accidentally, the blade coming free and poking you. It's like as safe and compact as they can make it. So I like that. Yeah, so this is something that you would carry when even the other mini utility knives are too big. This is very low profile, could definitely come in handy. And yeah, I think it's worth the $4. Okay, next up, this was listed as the mini utility knife and it was $8 and it did come with a bunch of spare blades as well. $8, gotta say, hard to beat that price, especially with the refills. As you can see, when it is closed, it would be about the length of a Gerber dime. And it's got a nice orange color that makes it easy to see, easy to spot if you were to drop your keys. Now, when it's closed, it's not going to come open. It's not going to accidentally come open unless you actually push against this. Like if you're putting it in your pocket or something and you actually push this forward, then it could. But it's not going to do it just from this, right? To deploy the blade, you just push on that. Right, and you see those little indentations there. Those are kind of like a soft lock, right? At each stage, it's like, yeah, it's basically like a soft lock. I have seen a lot more expensive things like this that were more like, boutique brand, but the same idea. So this is kind of a budget play on those pricier ones that are like, machined titanium. This is just aluminum. Right, so this is a budget play on those ones that are like machined titanium. Yeah, pretty handy. Yeah, that is definitely a wickedly pointed scalpel type blade. This will definitely open your mail if you still get snail mail envelopes these days. Like I said, I've seen machined titanium versions of this that were like more like prestige brands, but the same idea, that were way more expensive. So this is a good budget play on those items. Next up we have Opinel number 2. Now they don't seem to have the orange one anymore, but they have just your natural wood color handle version of this still available. So I'll include that link for you in the text description box. So there's a tiny little nail nick there to open it, and there's no lock, but there is a lot of friction kind of as a soft lock, but there's no hard lock. Right, and it's a full flat grind. I did touch this up a little because it was pretty rough when I got it. It didn't, it just kind of had a hint of an edge, but you can touch it up pretty quick. This is Sandvik steel, by the way. That's Sandvik steel. All right, let's check this out. Check this edge out. Oh. Yeah, as you can see, not bad at all. I did touch that up with my SharpMaker for about a minute to get it to do that. This is a Spyderco SharpMaker. People always ask, what are you sharpening your knives with? Well, if it's a little thing like this, particularly like thin, full flat ground, this is definitely perfect for sharpening something like this. So my answer, I use an old Spyderco SharpMaker. They also have a new version called like the Gauntlet. Alright, so if you need something like that to make something like this usable, I'll include a link to those sharpening devices in the text description box, but it worked great on that Sandvik steel. Now the current price on this is around $15, so a little bit steep for a tiny little knife, but at the same time, the steel on this is going to be much superior to the steel that you would get on any other utility type knife of the same size. And also, just look at this thing. It's just like a cute little thing. You know, if you don't want this, at least get one for the wife, get one for the girlfriend. They will definitely find a lot of handy day-to-day uses for a sharp little blade. And next up we have the Eyeleaf Mini Utility Knife. Now that is titanium, or so they say, and the price on this was $20. See it next to my squirt and that little flashlight, which is a little Olight flashlight that I do carry on my keychain. It takes a AAA battery. I'll include a link to that as well. It was very inexpensive. And it's a slip joint. Basically how it works, you just unfold it like so. I gotta be careful because that thing is sharp and pointed. But yeah, that's not a hard lock. It's more, it more acts just like a back spring. But it does keep it like it's not going to fold once it's open. Right? You have to apply a little force to close that. All right, so basically it's a non-locking blade, if that's some sort of legal issue. All right, and it uses a scalpel blade, and it does come with extra blades. All right, it actually comes with this tin, which has a viewing window. That's pretty useful for a little mini kit. But it comes with instructions on how to change the blade, and it comes with a package of spare blades. I like how light and slim it is. I mean, it's just very easy to carry. You could definitely have this on your keychain. It is pretty safe. The chances of it coming free are very small because there is a lot of friction there. Like it's not just going to open. You would have to push against it. And since it is so flat and streamlined, it would be difficult to actually accidentally push against it in that manner. You'd have to really, almost be trying to do it on purpose. All right, so, relatively safe. This is a budget take on more expensive versions. Again, I've seen stuff like this from prestige brands that was way more expensive, but I kind of have a $20 limit on this category, at least for me, so yeah, it's a decent budget play on this category. Could definitely be useful. And again, that'll definitely open up your envelope for you. Next up, we have the Tekna Extra Edge. This is a little fixed blade. It's a bit bigger than the rest of the stuff in the video, but it still kind of applies to that like emergency backup utility cutting tool category. Came with this screw gate carabiner. It's pretty secure. It's not going to like fall out. Like even if you shake it, it's not going to fall out because it has that little thing there, right? So just with a firm pull, you can free the blade. Now this was only $15, so it is a very useful little thing to have. I mean, for $15, it's definitely pointy as well. Yeah, I like it for that price. However, I have to say, the edge on this, it was not so good. Let me try to explain. Like this is hollow ground, right? It's not flat. It's actually hollow ground, and then there's a little bevel there. Might be hard to see, but trust me, there's like a fairly thick, chunky bevel right there. Like the grind that forms the edge, they need to take that back more, and they need to knock down the height of that bevel, right? Because the way it is now, it does not slice through like you would want. Like when I have a mini knife, I want it to be basically almost like a mini scalpel. And so, yeah, the way they've done that edge, not so good. I did try touching it up like I touched up those other two blades. This needs more than a touch-up. I want you to know that right off the bat. This needs more than a touch-up. I would recommend reprofiling. I don't really recommend it unless you're going to take the time to customize and fix up that edge, which many of my subscribers are more than capable of doing, and that's why I'm even showing it at all. In fact, a lot of my subscribers find it very relaxing to just sit down and reprofile an edge and put, a mirror edge on their knife. So yeah, if you're one of those people, then go ahead and buy this and fix this up. But if you're not one of those people, then I would pass on that because just it needs a little work out of the box is all I'm saying. But it's a great concept, could be pretty useful. Dare I say even very last ditch defense. I mean, this could do some damage. I'll just leave it at that. And next up we have the Innswork utility knife. This was only $13. I like how flat this is. I like how short and compact this is. Like, look at it next to the Leatherman squirt. It makes the squirt look big, but the squirt is actually a very compact little mini multi-tool. Now this is the green one, but it does come in different colors. I kind of like the green. Hey, Christmas coming up. All right, but how it works, well, first of all, it's not going to come free. It's very secure. The blade is not going to stick you. But to deploy it, hold on, I am left-handed, so, but yeah, I can work it with either hand. So that's how it works. You see those indentations there? Those act as like soft locks to prevent it from sliding. It has a few positions. So, I mean, look how thin. It's super light. I love how easy to carry this thing is, and that it is relatively safe unless you somehow press against that as you're putting it in your pocket. Yeah, as far as just convenience, this is one of the best ones in this video. I mean, it looks nice. Yeah, I think this is probably one of my top picks in this category for sure. All right, two more utility knives. Now, I've already shown these two in previous videos, so I'm not going to take up too much time, but just in case you didn't see those old videos, this is Estwings' new lockback mini utility knife. It's got one-handed opening, and yeah, like I said, I've shown this before, but it is pretty useful, so I will include a link to that if you want to pick one up. It was around $11. And this utility knife is known as the Allway Mark IV. It's basically a utility knife but scaled down to keychain size. Right, and I forget the price on this, but I will hunt down the link and include it. Super useful little utility knife. It works just like its big brother. And I've had this for a couple years now. Alright, so I'll include a link to that if you need one of these. Next up we have the dog tag sized razor blade holder. Yeah, this is the type of thing that really warms my heart. I mean, perfect for church on Sunday. No, I'm just kidding. The brand on this is called Easyant. Now, I have not been able to find these. I think they all sold out is what happened. I guess people really need to carry a razor blade around their neck, but these have all sold out, but I'm going to show them anyway in this video. Just they might return, they might come back. Another seller might come up with these, or maybe you can search for, like on other websites, maybe you can find them now that you know they exist. But it's the Easyant dog tag blade holder. And how it works, well, it's basically really thin. It's a piece of plastic. It definitely holds the blade in there. It's not going to come out. But yeah, you know, with a little bit of a pull, you can free the blade for whatever you need this for. Oh, and there's little magnets in here. Like, those are magnets. That's why, you know, that's what helps hold it in. There's little magnets there to prevent it from just falling freely. Now, I don't remember what they were charging for that when I bought it, and if it comes back, I don't know if it would be the same price anyway, so I'm not sure the price on that, but it was pretty inexpensive. I did see a YouTube video where it was like a prison video where basically prison inmates had a blade like that in their mouth. And when they got in a fight, they would spit it. They would literally spit that into their hand and slash at the other inmate, usually around at their neck. And, well, that's pretty crazy. Look, one of the benefits of not being in prison is that you don't have to carry that in your freaking mouth. What if someone hits you in the mouth and that's in there? I don't know. I guess they would spit it out real fast because they're all just ready to kill in 2 seconds. But anyway, If you're not in prison, you don't have to carry that in your mouth. You can just carry it in the dog tag holder. And then when you use it, you'll end up in prison. Now, hopefully you won't end up in prison. Just be careful. I don't know. All right, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful to you. Maybe you found something for yourself or maybe for a gift. In the text description box, I'll include the links to all of these as well as to other items I showed, stuff in the same category like this awesome little Olight that I carry, and stuff like this, which is a little backup. It's a backup fire steel, keychain sized. That's pretty handy. Those links do help keep the channel running, and I really appreciate you using them. If you like videos like this where I show you a huge number of options in a given category and tell you a little bit about each item, please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already done so. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.